So everybody loves a generator call. So let's go take a look over here at this generator, see what it's doing. We've got one here that didn't want to start the other day. The lady's grandson came out and checked it, added some oil to it, said all the things were flashing, which it's hard to say exactly what it was flashing. Got a remote control verifier there that's got no radio signal, and as you can see there, the air filter luckily has a metal mesh behind it, because the mice came in and got in there, dug a little bit of that filter out. Look at the oil there. Oil seems to be perfectly on the money, so they got that set right up. So let's see if our linkage here is okay. That's smashed down all the way. Like I said, I usually lift that up just a little bit so it doesn't actually touch the plastic. You don't want to do it much because you want it to do its choke mechanism there, but you just want to keep a little bit of a gap to help keep it from freezing into place, because when it gets down to the zeros, it tends to want to stick. And I ain't saying they're all like that, but it was something the factory told me years back, and just always do it. Let's go ahead and see what this thing does in manual mode. We checked and verified that we have utility voltage in here, corrected the clock, got that set right, changed her exercise time to in the evening when she's home to actually notice that it's running. This does have lights out here on the side, so I'm gonna have to let her know about those. We should have the servo here go back and forth. We should see the choke open and close, and hopefully it starts. Let's see what happens. I like playing games with it by, messing with the air intake there to see if it counters it, that it's paying attention to the frequency that it's trying to maintain, which should be holding right at 60, I believe, with this model. This is a Honeywell / might as well call it a Generac, because Honeywell don't really make it. What I also want to do, because I say it all the time, the #1 killer of a generator is the battery. It's a maintenance free, which means you can't maintain it. Let's see if we can get this thing out of here without shorting it out. This was a really crap design they came out with. As you can see, it doesn't fit in there right. So you got to kind of lift it up, twist it sideways, talk to it dirty, and see if you can get it out of there. You got to be careful when you're leaning it back that you don't short it out into the freaking regulator back here. We got it out. You can see we're starting to swell out here on the side. Unfortunately, the guys didn't pop out the date here, so no real good way other than to look for letters and stuff like that on the edges of the battery to see if we can get a date out of this thing. Unfortunately, I'm not seeing those right now. There's F2, I don't mean squat. We can do a load test on it. We can do a hardcore test, which they don't recommend, or we can do my electronic one, which I'll probably do here in a second. We can see here that the voltage is definitely up there. This is a crappy little tester. About the only thing it's good for is the 100 amp draw load it puts on it. You can see that it's definitely above 12.5 volts area, so it's definitely charging. We're gonna put the load on it, we're gonna watch and see if that needle goes down slow or does it drop really fast. And does it get down below 11.2 area, which sometimes you're better off to use your digital meter than this meter here, but let's try that. It's going down really slow, had a little bit of a drop there for a minute. Seems to be holding pretty good, but just had a drop. Okay, and you don't want to do that more than 10 seconds. It held pretty good, and you can see that it's slowly coming back up. Generally, if the battery's weak, it's going to dive all the way down and then rocket right back up because the charger's holding it in there. So the battery's probably not too bad. It doesn't tell you a true state, which is why you want to use your electronic. Nice thing about that is we didn't have to unhook it from the charger to do it. Now the electronic one, I always isolate the battery from it. Now we did just put a little bit of a load on it, so it's whether or not that skews the numbers, we'll see here in a minute.